Hey, everybody, welcome to TruBadger Token, our live with Mr. Doug Kyle. He is our master trader. He's also a founding member of the TruBadger Token team. We are super excited to have you on. So, Doug, I'm going to turn it right over to you. How are you?
Oh, I'm having an awesome day, Deb. I woke up this morning and I really realized that there's probably some things going on in our mindset, right? And I really wanted to dig in and really talk about where we're at with TruBadger, where we're at really with the opportunity of TruBadger, because a lot of us got in when it was like 9 zeros in a number or 8 zeros in a number. Now we're 7 zeros in a number, and we might be emotionally having this feeling like, well, all of the people that I know, they didn't get in when it was 9 or 8 zeros. So is it over for them? Is there still room in this opportunity to have a what I call an X factor experience or a Bitcoin X factor experience, meaning that can I get in today and have a potential life-changing experience through financial success because of this coin? And I'm going to dig into this, guys, and really go deep, not too deep, but really try to set a framework to work from where we're at now with 7 zeros. What does it look like when we go to 6 zeros? Is the opportunity still good, Deb?
I think it is. I think it is. I think it's a fantastic opportunity right now. And you're right, Doug, because I was one of those people who was wondering, I was able to get this token when it was lots and lots of zeros. And can I feel comfortable talking to my family about, oh my gosh, this is still such a great experience. So I'm super happy to be with you today and hear you really walk through these numbers for me so I can better understand it too.
Well, and I think we need to, because like in an hour, you're going to bring on a really good friend of mine, Tony, right?
Yeah.
And Tony, I told him about it when it was 9 zeros, but he didn't do anything when it was 9 zeros, and that's okay because it's still phenomenal at 7. Well, it's still great at 6, guys. It's going to be great at 5, and it's going to be great at 4. Now, a lot of us with 9 zeros are just looking forward to the 4, right? But we need people that understand that 7, 6, and 5, and even 4 are still great opportunities if you understand the opportunity. Now, their opportunity might look a little bit different than ours, but is it still a valid and wonderful opportunity? And that's what we're going to dig into, and that's what we're going to look at, okay?
Hey, Doug, real quick, can you tell me when you're talking about 9 zeros and 7 zeros and 5 zeros, exactly what do you mean? We've got listeners out there who probably have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, they're probably saying, Deb, he's got way too many zeros in his head.
Right. We're just looking to move those zeros to the back end of the number, right?
Yeah. Well, here, I'm going to take a screenshot of this so we can actually blow it up and look at it. And this is, well, let's talk about what this is first, right? This is the market movement of the TruBadger coin. If you don't understand candlesticks and all of that, when it was 9 zeros, we were way down here, and then we came all the way up here, and we've done a phenomenal job, unbelievable job of holding this high and trying to break this high, which is beautiful. But it's really the price of the coin, right? Or the token at this moment. And I'm going to zoom in on this number here. That's the current price. And I'm going to blow it up so everybody can see what I'm talking about, Deb. And that was absolutely a phenomenal question. So let's resize the image. Let's resize here. I'm going to go all the way up to 300%. So
Perfect.
We can see all these zeros, right? So this blue box is the current price. And we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 zeros. That's what I'm talking about. When we started, there was 9 zeros, and then it went 8 and 7, now it's 7. And a lot of us that are in this, we're looking at what we did, and we got a lot of us got in somewhere down in this range, and we're going, well, I'm really happy that I got in down here. But what does the opportunity look like for the rest of the world or my friends? And in this case, like my buddy Tony, what does it look like for them? Is it still viable? Is there still potential for them to have an X factor experience? And if you guys don't know me, in my software program DigiBot, which is an automation AI system that trades the crypto market, I coined the term the X factor experience, which means the mini X time growth, right? In like Bitcoin. We all wish we could have gone back and got into Bitcoin when it first came out, or any of the coins when they first came out, right? That have gone up many X times, right? Well, this is our X factor experience. This is our chance to have that. And it is the chance of our friends, family, and people that we don't even know, right? To have that experience to get into a coin that has such potential to do great things and has the right business and marketing plan behind it to drive it. So, but from a financial standpoint, is there still room? Is there still growth for them? And that's really where I'm going to dig in, Deb. We're going to go directly to that. And I'm going to answer it in a couple of unique ways. Some of you guys have seen this before. I've redid it just for this call because I want to hone in on a couple of things, right? We're at 7 zeros and 1 7, okay? So 7 zeros, 1 7. Remember my screenshot here?
Yeah.
7 zeros, 1 7 7 3. Let's just go ahead and say what it is.
Let's
right?
make it exact. Let's do this.
Let's just call it what it is, Deb.
I love it.
7 3. All right, so that's really where we're at. And so I'm going to approach this from two ways. I'm going to approach it from, if somebody got in today, what does it look like? And what if they waited? Just the cost factor. What if they waited? And then I'm going to look at the profit potential. I'm going to look at two things, cost factor and profit potential. But I'm going to do cost factor first, okay?
Yeah.
And here's what I'm looking at. $500. This is below average. So I'm comfortable with everybody kind of looking at this number. A lot of our people are way above this in terms of the amount that they put into TruBadger. DigiBot's my other company. TruBadger, I apologize. So $500. And here's what you're looking at. This number, and I'm going to match it with this number, okay? Both of these numbers got to match, 7 7 3, okay? And so these numbers match. So the orange boxes match, the green boxes match, okay? And I'll talk about the purple box in a minute. Let's ignore it for a second. So right now, $500 with the tax, $450, you get in, $450, it does buy this many tokens, but that's not what I'm focusing on. What if I waited till I got to 6 zeros and I still wanted to invest $500? Look at what happens here, guys. See this 450 and this 450, it's equal. But if I erase 1 0, if we wait 1 0, okay, for a person to have the same experience at 7 zeros as 6 zeros, and 6 zeros is still going to be a phenomenal experience, and I'll show it to you, but it can be a big deal. 7 zeros and 6 zeros. It would cost them $4,500 or $5,000 to have the same experience that we have at 7 zeros.
Yes.
What if we erased one more? What if we went down one more zero? Well, look at the difference. They got to go to 50 grand to have the same experience that we have at 7 zeros. That means buying the same number of coins. Yeah. But don't get confused. And I really got to drive this home, okay? Because when I get to 5 zeros and I'm still investing $500, you're going to see that 5 zeros and $500 is still a phenomenal opportunity. But to have the exact same opportunity as I did at 7 zeros, I would have to really invest a tremendous amount of money. Okay?
Yeah, and Doug, let me stop you right there and make sure that our watchers, our viewers understand that when you're getting rid of zeros, what you're doing is you're saying the price of our token has actually gone up on the market. And by the way, it's on CoinGecko now, right? So
Yeah.
that's a big win for us today. We should see it on CoinMarketCap very, very soon as well.
Yep.
So as he's talking about losing zeros, we're just talking about this token has the potential to go up in value. And as that's happening, it costs more to buy the same number of tokens, right? So your same amount of money you're investing, you get less, you get fewer tokens for that money.
Yeah.
This is an incredible opportunity. And I love that you're going to show, even still, if somebody does get in with 5 zeros, what to expect. And I want everybody to really, soak this part in. This token, TruBadger token, has utilities behind it, right? It absolutely does. In fact, we've had one in beta testing. We're going to release it at the end of July. We've got another one that's going to be released in mid-July. We've got utilities coming, and we've got more ideas and more exciting things that are coming for our token holders and for the world, really, in the blockchain, right? We've got big, big plans. So we really do see this token becoming something pretty extraordinary for our token holders. One more thing I want to mention is that we've got this reflection, right? And I know you're going to talk about reflection. I want to make sure everybody understands that as a token holder, that 10% tax that you see there, usually we say, oh, 10% tax. No, 10% tax is phenomenal because 3% of that is paid out to all token holders just for holding our token. 3% of every time somebody swaps their BNB Smart Chain for a TruBadger token or vice versa, there is this reflection paid. And so our token holders started with, with all these zeros and then all these tokens, right? And then as more people started coming and buying that, or swapping for the token, they are physically watching the amount of tokens they have in their wallet expand. They're growing every single day. And all you have to do is become a token holder to participate in that. The other part of that 10% is going to things like liquidity, to make sure that we've got the liquidity on the exchange so that you can swap your tokens, right? Marketing, it actually going toward building these utilities, right? Mm-hmm. You see other tokens out there in the marketplace that maybe don't have utilities behind them yet. They're now, they're struggling to find the cash flow to actually build those utilities that they wanted to build for you in the first place. We came in with a new tokenomics plan with this token that takes all of those problems that those other tokens are having in growing their token. We've taken all of those and we've fixed them.
Yep.
Dig in and look to see what we have here. And I'm going to let Doug go back through these numbers and get you excited about what you either have or what you're about to get. All right, Doug, back to you.
Well, and Deb, I appreciate what you were just saying, because guys, before I dive back into this, I'm just going to kind of tie that all together here. The difference between buying like Quantum or Litecoin, if you're new to crypto, those are just coins, right? Neo, any coin in the market. I buy those as a trader and investor, and I'm looking at it going up and selling the coin and flipping the coin and stuff. This is a different mindset. We have to switch our mindset. Here, we're really more of an asset owner, and we own a part of this asset. And this is really a mindset, guys. We own part of this asset, and the tax that Deb was just talking about for marketing, innovation, liquidity, are all things that improve the value of your asset. They are all things that improve the value of your asset. You're holding the asset. You want your asset to grow. You need things that cause that growth, okay? That's what that does. Super important to understand. It's a different concept than what we do in Digibot and flipping coins and trading coins. Here we are an asset owner looking for a huge X factor growth so that we can have a life-changing experience. Really different mindset, okay? Thank you, Deb, for that.
Thank you, Deb.
All right, so here we go, guys. So I kind of went through what happens if you wait to get in, right? To have the same number of coins, it costs significantly more. But now I'm going to switch gears. if I waited to get in, if I got in at 7 zeros, 6 zeros, 5 zeros, 4 zeros, what does that look like? Now, I got to say, this is all hypothetical.
Yeah.
Past performance is no guarantee of future results, and never trade with money you can't afford to lose, right? And I'm not giving trading advice. I'm trying to educate you on what this looks like, okay? So let's dive in here. We're starting at 7 zeros and a number. You always hear me say that, 7 zeros and a number. Well, that's the 8th spot in this case. So it's 7 zeros and a number. It bought, 25 billion coins, right? And down here, I have the same zeros and the same number. So this all matches. Now I'm going to begin to reduce zeros here. And as I reduce zeros, this will become the value of your asset. So at this point, when you bought you had $500, you bought 450 after the 10% tax, you got this number of coins. Your asset was worth that $450 because that's what you just did. I think that makes sense to everybody. Okay, now I'm going to start reducing zeros here. I'm going to reduce all the way down to 4 zeros. So if I got in at 7 zeros and a number, when it goes to 4 zeros and a number, what does that look like for me? Is it a life-changing experience? Even at 7 zeros getting in, right? And I'm talking to everybody that got in at 9 and 8 zeros. Is it still a great experience for those people that we love and that we're talking to? And if you're looking at this for the first time, is it a great experience for you at 7 zeros? Well, let's look at that. And can we get to 4 zeros? I think we can. Well, that is $450 to $450 to $450,000, right? That's a pretty major experience.
That sure is.
But I don't think this coin with the utilities that we're developing, again, there's no guarantees, guys. But I know that our goal over time, now this may become a longer term hold. It's an asset you own, right? And there's all kinds of things we can do with these assets as time goes. But over time, maybe we go down to 2 zeros. Okay, you started at 7, right? Maybe we go down to 2 zeros. Well, that becomes a significant life-changing experience. Let's go back to 3 zeros, okay? Because I want you to see each zero that's erased, even at 7 zeros, getting in right now, right, becomes a life-changing experience for people, okay? There are very few people that could ever hope to start a business, start a company, have an opportunity that truly has the potential, no guarantees, but has the potential to do this. Where else can you do that for $500?
Yeah, Doug, it just reminds me of the .com era, right? We all knew websites were coming and all of this, this kind of weird internet thing. I remember going through this. I don't remember anybody reaching out to me personally and saying, hey, Amazon is a great investment. Would you like to put $500 in and be part of this wealth creation machine? Guess why? Because investing in companies like that, investing like that was not around it wasn't available for us. I love the blockchain space. I love the crypto space because it opens this up to average, everyday people like me who can come in and actually participate in rebuilding the internet. Guys, that's what the blockchain is doing. This is Internet 3.0. Like, and what is it going to do? Can it even be compared to what we went through back in the 90s with the .com era, Doug? Can we even compare it to that?
I think we can compare it slightly, but there has never been anything like this. And I think you're so right, Deb, for so many of those investments back then, those are people who are putting in 10 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand into those companies, right? This is a massive potential shift, guys, in wealth. And we hear all of these things that are shifting wealth. COVID shifted wealth. So much money went to Amazon because we were all getting our food shipped to us, right? We weren't going out. There was massive amounts of money shifting. Guys, And a lot of it went away from us smaller guys, right? All our money went out, right? Because we weren't working. So much was going on. But this is a massive shift for us, right? This is our chance to take a swing at the fences and have a potential shift financially for us, right? And it's at this level. So let me dig in a little deeper. We're at 7 zeros. We're down to 3 zeros, and we're at 4.5 million. We know that if we keep racing zeros, we get all the way down to a penny. It gets ridiculous, right? $450 million starting at 7 zeros. So is it still good at 7 zeros, Deb?
Yes,
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to 6 zeros. Okay, guys, I'm going to go through this with you. Okay, hang on. Let me get back to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that should match. They do match. Now, I got to go up here. I'm going to reduce a 0 on this side. See this number of coins here? That's going to go down, right? Because now I've waited till I had 6 zeros, right? And we had some of the traders that got out, Deb, a little too early in this experience, right?
Yes, we
Is
did.
it still good for you to get back in?
Absolutely.
Okay? Maybe you realize you made a mistake. Whoops, I shouldn't have hit that button, right? And I think even a couple of you hit that max button by mistake and sold all your coins by mistake. I've gotten a couple of those, right? That's okay. It's still a great experience, right? We still have room to grow, okay? And you can't ever regret trading. Anything that happens in trading, you can't regret it. Just got to deal with it and fix what happened. Okay, I'm going to delete a 0 here. You're going to see this number get smaller, okay? And so somebody waits to get in at 6 zeros, right? And I'll bring this down, okay? Still matches, right? So we went from 25 to 2.5 here, okay? And at 6 zeros, we all match. So now what happens when I start racing zeros? Remember the numbers at 3? Really significant, right?
So now I've bought my tokens. I bought at $500. I received 2.5 million tokens. I'm holding on to those tokens, and now we're watching as the price potentially goes up. 2.5 billion. I get so lost with my millions and billions.
I'm having a hard time with these too, Dad. They're such big numbers. I mean, when did we ever deal with a quadrillion?
Oh, right. I know. And that's something else we need to touch on too. As soon as you go through this, this here is the deflation factor, right? Like, yes. What does that mean for people?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't want to blow them away with too much.
I know.
But I do want them to understand that the opportunity is changing, but it's not going away, right? It depends on what we do as a community in terms of understanding this is an asset that we own. The tax that is being charged is an asset building tool that will create value in the asset because of the way that we're using it. There's nothing in the market like this, guys. There are reflection coins, there are deflation coins, but nobody has set up the tax and using it the way that we're doing it, which makes us a phenomenal opportunity. Okay. All right. I'm going to get lost here, but I've gone down to 6 zeros and we've matched that. Now I'm going to delete this down to, remember 3 zeros was a really big deal with the other one. Well, what does it mean here when I get to 3 zeros? Again, no guarantee, but I can guarantee you we're going to try to get there and way beyond, right? Yes. We're pushing. I mean, there's no stopping where we want to go. Okay. So 3 zeros, I started at 6 now. I waited, I procrastinated, I did whatever. I got told about it when it was at 6 zeros. Okay, maybe I didn't procrastinate or wait. Maybe I just heard about it when it was 6 zeros.
Of course.
There we go. There's our 450,000. For a lot of people, that's more money than they'll ever have in their retirement, right?
Yes.
But again, I think, we can go to 2, 1, and maybe we can even get to $1. I don't know, right? But let's say we go to a penny, right? So 1 0 and a number. and I waited to get in when it was 6 zeros. Massive life-changing experience, right?
Still
And I haven't even
life-changing.
got to a dime or a dollar or any of those numbers yet, but still a massive life-changing experience. All right, we're going to do it let's do it 2 more times. I want to do 5 zeros and I want to do 4 zeros.
You know,
3,
Doug, and when you look at
2,
some of the
3.
tokens out there with utilities that are very similar to some of the ones that we're building and improving upon, of course, you know, you've got PancakeSwap. They're out there at $16 per token right now. You've got PooCoin, which is at over $4 a token right now. There's no reason why.
That's right.
When we build the things that we're going to build, there's no reason why we couldn't see some of the same numbers and beyond. So there is no limit.
Yeah, and when we get down to 4 zeros, I'll look at some of those numbers as potential, right? Because, you know, again, it's when did you get involved in the asset? What is the asset doing? And what does that growth potential look like? And really the asset marketing depends on us and you, right? You got to help with the marketing of the asset. And the development of the asset depends on us and you. Remember, we're going to have a governance. We're going to have a token that's governed by the people. So it's going to be this amazing journey, guys, where we're going to have or live what we would consider an absolutely impossible dream. I talked about that in my Skype this morning, that we have the opportunity to do things that none of us, I don't think, really ever dreamed that we could be millionaires. We hoped. How about billionaires? Some of us will be, and there might even be a few trillionaires in this group, right? All from being able to be involved in something very early. Okay, I don't want to get too deep. All right, so let's go. I'm at 1, 2, 3. I can't hardly 6. I'm going to go to 5. Okay, and I got to go to 5 here so they match. Okay,
Yep,
so now
this is on the day you purchase. This is the price on the day.
Yeah, the day that you purchase, we're at 5 zeros, not 7 like we are today.
Yeah.
Okay, you lost 2 zeros because maybe you didn't see the ad. Maybe you didn't see the opportunity. Maybe somebody told you, but you didn't react. Whatever the reason, we're at 5 zeros. It doesn't matter. Okay. But here's the opportunity. Remember, we're going to go down to 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. That's our first stop. Okay. $450 becomes $45,000. That is a huge return on any investment, right? But at 3 zeros, we're not done. Remember, we went to two zeros and then maybe 1 zero. Okay. Now I'm still at $4.5 million and I waited to get in at 5 zeros.
At a penny.
Huh?
I mean, it's just a penny.
Yeah, it's just a penny. We haven't even got to the dollars yet. I know Deb is dying to see a dollar.
I remember when I used to ignore pennies.
Okay, I'll take it to $1 for Deb just for a second here.
No.
Okay. There you go.
That's how. Right. Look at that.
Okay. All right. And can we get there? I think there's huge potential, right? If we continue to do the right thing. It won't be tomorrow. It may be a year from now, maybe a year and a half from now as we build the utilities and assets, right? But you know, other coins are already doing it. And as Deb pointed out, which was very, very good, Deb, is they are exactly where we're heading, but with some difference, right? They didn't have me, which I'm
a master trader, right? A master trader. And might I just add, giving free lessons on trading to all of our token holders and to our entire Digibot community, which by the way is where I learned how to trade crypto. It's where I learned everything I needed to know and everything I want to know about crypto, and I continue to learn. Offered for free. You see people out there selling this kind of training for thousands and thousands of dollars to people, and people are buying it and they're still not trading. When you come to this community, get yourself some tokens. You have access to so much hand-holding and helping along the way. It's a phenomenal opportunity, not just in the numbers, but in the community itself as well.
Well, I'm going to go to 4 zeros, and we've talked about 4 zeros forever because the people that started at 9 zeros, right? Their their whole target is 4 zeros, right?
Right.
Because some of them will be billionaires, literally, when we hit 4 zeros, and we might even have a couple of trillionaires when when it hits 4 zeros. So they're thinking, oh gosh, Doug, please just get it to 4 zeros, but that's not the end game for us, right? Yeah, we're so excited that we've helped people become millionaires and potentially billionaires, right? But that's not the end game. Our end game is to continue to grow this and make this a viable asset and tool for people all along the path. So at 4 zeros, we're going to go straight to 2 zeros, okay? And again, a huge return on any investment, right?
Absolutely.
And if we go to the penny, right, which phenomenal return, still life-changing for people to have that kind of money at any time in their life, right? But if we do what Deb wants us to do, let's go to a dime, Deb. We haven't looked at a dime yet.
We haven't looked at a dime. Yeah. What does that look like?
Well, from 4 zeros to a dime, it looks like 4.5 million.
Getting in at 4 zeros.
We're getting in at 4 zeros where all the people with 9 zeros are just wanting us to get to, right?
It's awesome. It's awesome.
So here's what I want to leave you guys with. This opportunity is as valid and viable this very second as it was when a lot of us got in at 9 zeros. Do we wish that we could have gotten all our friends and everybody we loved and everybody we know and the person we meet tomorrow at the supermarket and at Starbucks or wherever, right? Do we wish we could have gotten them all in at 9 zeros? Yeah. But here's the truth and here's the facts, okay? We don't all get to get in at 9 zeros. That's life, okay? But can we still help people have a real experience? And can they help us make this token more and more viable by joining this community and being part of this asset? Changing the mindset, and this is hard for me to do, changing the mindset from a trader to a real asset owner, which I own part of. Basically, if this was a company, I would own part of the company, right? I'm trying to help develop things and get things to grow. If they come in, those are the people that are going to help us do this the next time, right? We need to take, I'm going to do a screenshot here, and we need to keep doing this at every zero we erase, okay? This becomes very important, right? Because this is how we all win, right? So let me do this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy this. This needs to become their experience here, okay? This was our experience. We need to build this. We need to be on social media. We need to be, tweeting. We need to be liking. We need to be commenting. We need to be watching our YouTubes, building our channels. Because why, guys? Very simple. This is your asset, right? It's not my asset, even though I own it. In that sense, it is, right? It's not Deb's asset on her own. It's all of our assets. And the asset will only grow if we understand the potential for everybody and with that, and we believe in what we're trying to do with this asset to make it grow. We need to do this here, and we need to do it again when we get to 6 zeros, and when we get to 5 zeros, and when we get to 4 zeros. It will always be a good or great opportunity. And I'm gonna end with this, because when I think about trading quantum or Litecoin or VeChain or any of the other coins that I'm trading in Digibot, right? I'm making on average 4 to 5% per trade, okay? someday TruBadger will become probably that opportunity. The tax will someday probably go away. Okay, it won't be forever, but it'll probably go away. And when we get up to the dollars, the multiple dollars, right, then it will probably become a tradable asset versus an asset like what we're doing, which is a real hold asset long term where we build value, right? On that day, when it's a tradable asset, we still all own it, right? And there's ways that we can take money out and do all kinds of unique things then. We'll get into that in another call. But when it's being traded, it's okay, right? Those people will be making the 4, 5, 10%, 15% moves that we're making in Digibot with the other companies, and they will be ecstatic to make a 15% move with the TruBadger coin. Their experience will be different than ours, but we can help a lot of people between 7 zeros and 4 zeros and maybe even 3 and 2 zeros, right? We can help a lot of people have a life-changing experience if we do this right, guys, and we get involved in our social medias and do those things to drive this. And again, it will change your life because it is your asset. So Deb, I'm going to turn it back to you for anything you want to say.
Love it. Yeah, I just want to mention, thank you, Doug. Doug is my mentor in trading, in all things crypto, in all, I mean, he's just phenomenal. And you guys, you got to come in and get to know this man and really understand his heart and understand his teachings. He wants everybody to have a life skill, which is learning how to trade. You can take your experience that you learned with Doug to the stock market, to Forex, wherever you want to take it. We train in crypto. You can take it anywhere you want to go. It's a life skill. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you for that, Doug. The other thing I want to say real quick is that if you don't know how to use tools like MetaMask and purchasing this or swapping your BNB Smart Chain, if you don't know what BNB Smart Chain is, if you don't know how to swap it on Pancake Swap, these are all new terms for a lot of people. Our community, TruBadger token, TruBadger community, we are real hand holders. So our goal is to help the masses get into this space and understand how to how to go ahead and jump into some of these tokens that are out there. So we offer live training with you. If you are looking for help, if you need to understand how to set those things up, just leave a comment on this YouTube and we'll have somebody reach out to you. We'll get you on a Zoom call and we will walk you through it every step of the way. That's part of our magic in the TruBadger community. So come join us. We've got a Telegram group. I will post that link after this is done. Come join us in the Telegram. Come join us in our Discord. You're going to have an absolute blast here, and we can't wait to welcome you in. Doug, thank you so much. Can't wait till we do this again.
Great. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.